how to aim through the center. Okay? So the problem is that our art is external. Okay? So you're working on his limbs and you're trying to get fulcrums and levers through his skeletal system. Okay, well that's going to require a force output capable of, with the assistance of that mechanics, would be able to override what he's doing. But there's no guarantee you can generate enough energy or force to do that. And also, fulcrums and levers move, and you can easily lose your mechanical advantage. Does that make sense? So I don't want a technique that has such a finite mechanical advantage and such a dubious one. So we're going to find another way of doing this. And it's how I aim through his center. So we were working with Nikyo, right? And you'll see, like, you guys want to reach over and you get these kind of cranks like that. But this is enough to aim through him. So we want to get there, okay? So we're not just cranking on joints, which stronger people and braver people just override, okay? So we have to know what we are feeling for. That's the problem. Is I can tell you to do it, you can see it, you can feel it, but when you try to do it, you think with and through skeletal fulcrums and levers, okay? So the first drill is, I don't want you to think of the goal I'm going to give you. I want you to try to understand what it feels like. So he's helping me gain an awareness of the feeling. So he is pushing, and I should feel a pressure as I maintain my position. Okay, I'm not here, I'm just not caving in. So he will slowly generate it, and I will feel that pressure start to fill me up. What I'm doing is the same grounding drill. I'm taking this energy and aiming it in the ground, but that's not my goal. I'm doing that to generate a sensation of the pressure. Do you understand? So if I, for example, if I don't ground it, pressure is in my back. It's not filling me up, and that's the wrong sensation. So I use the ground vector, the ground path, to generate this non-localized pressure that goes through my entire body. So he can keep pushing, and now I can leave the ground path and just hold the pressure. I can feel my stomach start to swell. You should be able to see it as I'm leaving the ground path. Then this is for you, I'm going to release tension because it had nothing to do with the pressure, and you will feel yourself sink in more. You feel it in the chest? And I am somehow stabilized, and he is really glued to me. Okay? You might not get that far. You might go here, he pushes, and you might, holy cow. Okay, try the ground path, okay? And then have your partner, so he's going to aim it down, and have your partner help you by sensing For example, let's say I push, I do that, do you see? So I would feel that about to happen. So I will decrease, do you see? Decrease and allow him time to get back to where he wants to be, needs to be, because I want him to feel the pressure of the connection. Okay, let's try it.
Okay, Taylor.
Okay. So, as I generate this pressure, you don't want to waste 50% of your training time. So you, as you go ahead and do it, right? Keep going, you can increase it. You should be able to start to feel the pressure too, okay? And I want you to feel for that. You might have to increase to keep it going. Keep feeling. And now leave it on. Don't take it off even as you start to move. Do you understand that? Keep the same feeling. Okay? Now I'm going to take the pressure and task myself with moving without shutting off the feeling. And you will be moved, Esuke, and task yourself with being moved without shutting off the feeling. Okay? The movement makes it difficult and gets a more refined skill. But when we have the pressure and you feel the pressure, we are connected. Okay? So I'm going to move without shutting off the pressure, and you will be moved without shutting off the pressure. You see that? It's a very simple thing. Don't make it complicated. She generates it. And then you'll feel it. You'll feel for the sensation. Just like I'm touching you here and you feel for that touch, you feel for the pressure. And then I task myself with moving, and she tasks herself with being moved. So you see how it got disconnected? No, you're fine. I just want you to feel the difference. Do you see?
Yes.
Okay. I'm here. I'm going to let the pressure start to swell. I go through the relaxation. I want you to feel this. You'll sink in. You see? Okay? And now we're really glued. So don't be afraid. As I move, you keep the sensation. Yes. So even if you go, we generate the pressure. I let the release. There it is. Did you see? It even steals your breath. Okay? It doesn't matter whether I go slow. I'll go slow. And we'll keep the pressure. 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 You see it's coming back. And the pressure. And the pressure. And you see your stance is getting lighter. Pressure. Keep the pressure. Feeling the sensation. Yeah. Okay? Now, there's no reason other than a psychological one of why it has to change when I go fast. Okay? Pressure. And you keep the feeling. There is no other reason to, except for the psychological one, why I can't do it upon boom. Do you understand? Okay, so you can play with it. You can keep it slow, because a lot of times we start to lose it when we try to go. So I can go slow. See how you're teetering? Because I already have this cycle. You can let it gradually get pressure and then move it, or you can just boom, get it. Do you see that? Okay. Each one is a little more difficult, isn't it? Right? Okay. Right. Okay. So as we try to do this, we get tasked with this result, and I didn't want you to do that. Your focus is the pressure between the two of you, not her falling. Okay. So as you make the mistake and task yourself with her falling, that's where we see this stuff. So you go in here like that. No, we're going to increase the pressure. Just like I said, it's a sensation. I can feel it. And now I'm going to move without losing the feeling. So when I turn like that, it goes off. Do you see that? That's when I lose connection. That's where I don't have their center, and actually they have the initiative. Okay, so I have the feeling, and keeping the feeling tells me where I need to go. So she is, again, the uke side, the yin side of the feeling. So she keeps the feeling, and I could move this feeling anywhere. I could go counterclockwise, I can go clockwise, and we don't lose the feeling. Keep your feeling. I don't even need good posture to keep the feeling. Do you see? I don't even need base to keep the feeling. I can move, and we will be here. So even Sutemi Yin techniques have the same feeling. You see, this is not that's not Sutemi. Okay? So I am generating. So let's try without the throw, and let's do this counterclockwise, and then a clockwise. And uke will not shut off the pressure. Okay, let's try. Take the throw out so we're not so tempted. Go. So here the feeling, the pressure feeling, and pressure is a poetic. It's not just what it feels like. Okay? It's just upaya. Maybe it makes sense today, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I change the word tomorrow. Okay? So here the pressure was generated this way. Okay, we're going to generate the pressure this way now. Okay? Well, let's generate it this way. It's no different. That's my shoulder. That's his arm. He pushes, and I let the pressure go. If I push here, I feel it here. I don't feel the pressure here. So he goes, and I just let it increase the pressure. And then, once we both have it, I do the same movement drill. Let's do the first one. So he keeps it. And I am not moving to throw him, not moving to take him off balance. I'm moving to maintain the pressure. Do you understand that? Okay. So that's why I wouldn't go like that. That takes it off. Okay. I'm here like that. Generate the pressure. And then I'm going to task myself with moving it. He's going to task himself with keeping it as he gets moved. So I start to go. You may ask yourself, I notice a turn at the end. What is the difference between that turn at the end and this turn? Well, he is falling to one side. That's where the pressure is going. Do you understand? So as we go this way, and he's going to start to go that way. In order to keep the feeling, I have to start the turn. You see that? If he's going that way, and I keep pushing straight, let's exaggerate it, it goes off. Do you see? It goes off. So I'm not turning him like you might think like that. I am keeping the sensation as long as possible. I can feel it starting to go off, so I have to turn to keep it. Do you understand? Okay. So I'm here, and again, you can do the same thing. You can go slow. You can slowly generate it. Got it, and then boom. Or you can do it on the touch. Okay, let's go. Okay, so just as the only difference between a gradual pressure and a slow projection, or a gradual pressure and a quick projection, or projection immediately on contact, is just psychological. Okay, Mechanically, physiological is the same. Well, same thing here. The only difference between this pressure and this pressure is psychological. Okay? So when we go to Katatetori, it's psychological. You have to stop yourself from doing skeletal alignment. Do you see that? That's why we started with this. Okay? So even though my arm is extended at the close quarter combat range, it's not a skeletal alignment. Do you understand that? It's pressure generated. So just like push, this is wrong.
Hi.
This is wrong. You see? It's the same use of generating the pressure. Okay? So keep going. And you'll feel that I can keep my shape of my hand, but internally you're going to see what happens to your grip. You see how it's moving you already? Because I'm releasing the isolated flexion and just focusing in on the pressure. Okay? And then I keep that pressure and I move. So let's start micro drilling the other thing. Because the skeletal alignment and the isolating flexion has nothing to do with the pressure, my arm can be nothing. Nothing. Just nothing. You can squeeze it. You can see it. Okay? But I don't want, if I see this, do you see that? It's because I am trying not to have my forearm collapse. So you squeeze my tendons, it does that. But there's nothing there. There's nothing. It's just, you keep trying with that arm. It's just mushy all the way. It's just not going to go anywhere, but I feel the pressure. Okay? And you can hear it in my voice. There's no tension in my voice. It's just, as much as this hand is out, this hand is out. Now I keep the feeling, and I move it. I can do the circle again. Or the other drill. Okay? The reason why I mention this is because you already have a physiological past of skeletal and isolated flexion. Do you see? And we want to know and take what we did in the last drill and change our concept of Katatetori. Okay? I'm changing it. Instead, I'm using this to feel the pressure. Feel the pressure. And then I task myself with moving without going back to this. I'm just here and I keep the pressure. And you task yourself with being moved and you keep the pressure. So again, watch, I'm going to shut it off. You'll feel it. Do you see? Because I wasn't pushing into it. I keep the pressure. Got it? Okay, try it.
Right.
Okay, you always go like, grab, you always go like that. You see? Okay, that's why you're here, so you can feel the difference. So, Katatetori, in some ways, looks easier because I can use my pecs and get you to go. But in other ways, it's harder precisely because I can use my pecs. Do you see that? Okay, so remember the guidelines I gave you. So, I have pressure, then releasing. Okay? It's not releasing, relaxing, and then I try to get pressure. That your balloon is going and the air's coming out. So if she grabs really hard and I'm relaxed, you can see what she's doing to my fingers. Do you see that? But if I let the pressure go, she can't close them, but it's mushy. Okay? And now I will relax. Now I keep going. And it'll let the pressure keep expanding. Okay? And as the pressure expands, you get stuck to me. it's easier with small movements to move you. Do you see? With small movements. If I go stiff, right, that goes here. But if I start relaxing, let the pressure go, small movements move you. Okay? Do you guys got that? So we're using the hand not caving in as a symptom to note that I did follow the order. Pressure, then releasing, acceptance, relaxation. Okay? It's all, again, is psychological. So the mind is faster than you can do this and you can move. So when she begins to touch, there's already pressure and I've already released. Do you see? But you can go slow in the drill. You can start tense, okay, get a pressure feeling, and then release. But you're moving at the speed of mind. It happens in an instant. Okay? That the whole pressure and releasing. Got it? Okay. Let's try it. Okay, so again, where you touch is just a psychological difference. So as I go to grab as uke, I should be able to do the same thing as uke. So I generate the pressure through my own agency. Do you see? And then I can make the center move. We have center engagement and I can make the center move in the same way. Do you understand? So I go here. I will generate the pressure. That's what I was doing for him in the other drill. Well, that generated pressure for me. And as much as he's connected to me, I am connected to him. But now I'm going to be the agent. So don't lose this and don't start doing that. Feel the pressure and move the pressure to keep it. And again, you can do it gradual like that. You can find it and move it a little quicker. And you can do it on touch. You got it? Okay. If you're getting it, take the next step. Your fingers have nothing to do with it. Okay? So I can open my palm and I generate the pressure at my palm and I can project that into me. So again, it's not that I'm grabbing here and then you're like, you're slipping up his arm. You're just here, okay? Feel the pressure and then keep that and task myself with moving. He tasks himself with being moved. So although uke normally grabs, in this case, the naga is doing it. Okay, let's go.
Right.
So I saw you. You're trying to open your grip. Okay, so look at my grip. And you'll feel the pressure increase. You see my grip. Wait, pay attention. Don't shut off the pressure. Don't shut it off. I'll show you what you were doing. What's the difference? You're trying to do a little hook, okay? And then sometimes you would use the push of your webbing. You see that? Okay. So, it's the pressure. You feel the pressure increasing? Okay, so pressure's increasing and pressure, pressure, pressure. Okay? You feel? Okay. It's not the external ledge. Do you see? Even when it is an external ledge, it's the pressure that I'm doing. Okay? So all I'm demonstrating is that there's no ledge. Do you see? But I'm demonstrating. Do you feel it increasing? The pressure is increasing. And then once I have this connection, right, you can You see, I keep that connection. Let's see if I can do it. This is a stupid trick, but it was kind of hard for me. Okay? But see how I'm slipping?
Yes.
That's because I can't do it internally enough. Okay? So let's go back to my here. Okay? And now I have the friction because I have the pressure. Okay? And then okay? So if you're gonna open your grip, actually open your grip. Don't trick like that. Okay? But in the same way that Katatetori was actually harder for us because it was so easy to do external, then in the same thing, it's good. This is harder for us because it's so easy to do the external ledges. Okay? All right. Again, psychologically, there is no difference between two hands touching you anywhere. Okay? So, you'll feel the pressure feeling, you see? I feel the pressure feeling. And I'm not squeezing you to get friction. I just have 2 points of contact, okay? 2 points of contact. Here it goes. There's the pressure. It's going on, right? And then I can move you. We'll do the other side, okay? So, let's just for now do it here, like that, okay? And here we go. Okay, and then once we have it, and then I task myself with moving it, and you task yourself with not shutting it off. Oh, and you can do it right on the touch. You can go slow if you want, gradually increase it. Again, it's not that, is it? No. It's just feeling that pressure, and then when you have it, you can move it. So you go gradually, or boom. You come play, boom. Again, I'm not doing this. It's not an elbow fulcrum. It's just this. It's nothing more than the pressure and the connection. I'm touching you here. Everything else is just a psychological difference. Okay? Let's try it. Okay. So, we're going to do what you think is a pain compliance technique, but I'm not going to actually put all the elements in there. So before I had 2 points of contact here. Okay, this time I have them here. You see? I'm going to generate the pressure again, and then I just aim it through there. So I'm not torquing anything. I'm just touching them here, touching them here. I'm closer to the technique, do you see? Then generate the pressure. If I go like this, you see? It's not there. It's got to go up his arm. You can go slow. Just keep feeling for the pressure, and you're moving it. And of course, you can go on contact. Okay? Let's go. Okay, now just like Katatetori was harder because it looks like something else, and just like when you grabbed him, it looked like something else, right? And just like when I told you to open your grip, it looked like some ledges. All right. This looks like a pain compliance technique. Do you see that? So we're going to get it in place, but I'm not going to go external. It's going to go into his body. It's the same exact thing. So right now, I'm just moving it in the same pattern that I had before. I want you to have the lock in place and not start tweaking things. Just feel the connection. Even though his arm's bent, you're not going this way. You're feeling for the connection. So my grips are the grips of Nikyo. My elbows, Nikyo, I'm in Kiza, but I feel the pressure. And I do another pressure drill closer to the technique. Om. Again, you can do it slow. You can do it in circles if you want. You can do circles, keeping the pressure. You can, boom, do it on touch. Okay? Let's go. Okay, so you're like, well, I have that on her arm, so that's like a ledge. You see that? Okay, you go like, you have this, and then you're using this arm, and you're trying to push that arm. But what people do is that you're going around their center. The energy actually has to go up. It has to go up. So again, it's not here that I'm doing it. That's why you can open your grip, right? And I'm going around. So watch me go around your elbow. You see? That's the obvious one, right? I'm going to go through your elbow. You see that? So even though as I have my grips here, I still need to not shut it off. It goes around, it's in, and pressure's just increasing. Okay, so this is just for demonstration. I want you to try to decrease the pressure that I'm sending up your elbow. What do you feel me doing? Okay, where do you feel it going? So you're going to take it off your elbow, and you're going to see that it doesn't go up. Okay, so let's start over. Pressure, and then you're going to take it off your elbow. Do you see? Yeah. It's still there. Do you see how I'm doing that? Okay? Because people counter shit. Alright? Okay, so watch your ledges. I can keep my grip. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Should feel the same way. Okay? Let's move on. So psychologically, what we were doing here is that she's giving me her center, right? And I am simply maintaining that relationship. Well, as you gave me your center, I manipulated your center. This time, I'm just going to manipulate your center very much like I did in that last demonstration. As you countered, I kept making it work because I kept aiming it through your center, okay? So, as she gave me her center last time, the path that I took was mainly one of just pushing into her, okay? But I still felt the pressure. I still felt her center. I don't have to take that path. I could take any path that aims into her center. Okay, so here is an arm one, and then I'll do the same thing aiming into her center. Do you see that difference? So an arm one, and I aim it into her center. Because she's trying to counter it. I want to show you that, see if you can see the difference. When I do the arm one, look where her body goes. Watch her center now. What do you feel? It got lighter. Look at your knees. Do you see your knees? Watch your knees now. Push. Watch your knees now. Okay, watch your knees now. You see? So I'm going to throw your center. I am not making your wrist hurt and you move yourself. Do you see that? Yes. Go ahead and move yourself. Do you see that difference? I am throwing her center, not in ledges, right? But through manipulation. And there's no need for torque in my hands. Just hold here, contact, boom. Throw the center. If I am torque dependent, then I must be stronger than you, okay? There's no torque, it's just center connection. Every time. Again, I'll show you. You won't like this probably, okay? So I go really slow so you can feel it. You feel it? There's your center. Okay, watch. What? Don't push out. Okay? Okay, try it. Okay, just like in the same way when we were doing these drills and it looked like I was turning And I told you, I'm not turning, I'm keeping the pressure. He turned. So that's why I'm following the pressure. Okay, same thing's happening here. So you're like, I'm going to get his elbow to go like that. Do you see that? But that's actually not your center. It is an external angle cancellation, but it is not the center manipulation. So your elbow will go down like that, but it's not. It's incidental to the center connection. Do you see center connection? Boom. Center connection, and then I move that elbow down with the center connection. Not I do the elbow down and then the guy goes ow and goes that way. You see that? So the angle is just incidental to what I want combatively on a larger scale, but the concept of it should still aim in your center. You guys got that? Okay. So don't over-rely on the angle cancellation on the elbow because that's an external fulcrum lever. Okay? Use the elbow going in as just another vector for center connection, for pressure. Right? Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we have all those components and we put it back in the technique. More things happen on touch now. But there should be a Kokyu projection unless there's an Aiki connection. Pressure projection. Aiki projection. Kokyu. And it's very relaxed. You can watch sometimes Nage, and it looks like we're not moving. But if you watch Yuki, you can tell how much energy there's actually in the technique. Okay, let's try it.